Okay, I think that's my cue here. It's officially 2:50. So I'm going to go ahead and kick it off. Thank you, everybody, for coming. I am beyond thrilled with the amount of folks that I see in the audience. So welcome to Microsoft Ignite. Welcome to sunny Central Florida, as being from South Florida myself. My name is Carissa Stringer. I am the Director of Product Marketing at Citrix, focusing on our Workspace products. So I have three things I want to talk to you about today. Number one, no surprise, of course, Citrix. Number two, not another shocker, Microsoft. And third, and probably most importantly, digital workspaces. So let's go ahead and kick it off and talk about why are we here. I love to kind of kick it off and say, in technology, we like to talk about eras, right? We talked about the mainframe to the PC era, the mobility era. Well, we can't kick off an Ignite presentation and not talk about eras. So let's go ahead and say we're in the cloud era. I'm going to show my age here for a minute, and I'm going to say, unlike video did not kill the radio star, right? Here today you could stand and say the way we access media, we have internet sites, we have video, we have newspaper, we have radio, right? We have a huge aggregate of resources that we're pulling in. That's no different when we take a step and we look back at technology. Here we are today, and we have resources coming in from all sorts of different angles as we move into the cloud era. So let's pick a few of my favorite examples. Let's do the comparison of infrastructure. Yes, Ignite, we have heard the name Azure over and over. I'm sure many of you are looking at making that move or transitioning to Azure. But in parallel, it's very likely that you're going to have resources both on premises as well in Azure while you go through some of that transition. The next part I like to talk about is applications. It's definitely not just a Windows app world, right? We have Windows apps, mobile apps, SaaS applications. And we need to bring those all into one location that our users are able to access them from. Some fun stats, I think we have more millennials in the workforce today than ever before. And what's some of the advantages of having a millennial in the workplace? Of course, that's the fact that they have that tech-savvy ability that they're bringing with them. And with that, that means they like to bring their own devices. So you as an IT organization or as an administrator, how can you leverage a tech-savvy workforce? Maybe it's through a BYOD program, right? Maybe you can enable them to bring any device. But of course, now you're looking at a massive proliferation of device types that you're looking to manage. So that brings us into where we are today. Today, if we had to summarize it, I think it's diversity. Diversity in the type of applications, the type of devices, and the type of work styles we have. But we're IT people, right? So the minute we face that diversity, we love a good IT solution to help address that challenge. And if you look at it, we've developed, and there's some animation here, productivity applications so that we can get faster access to all the resources that we have. We have identity and access management solutions so that if I need to access this application with this type of identity, I can then leverage that and cross-reference it with my other applications. Of course, it comes into the networking. How are we going to segment each one of these different resources and then tie them in with the associated security to pull it all together? And usually what at the end of the day we're trying to do, we're trying to access the application data from any device. So it's great, right? We have a whole amount of IT solutions. And really what that usually results in is with each niche solution introduces more complexity. So you might say, oh, but I'm IT savvy. Complexity doesn't bother me. Well, this is where it hurts. We've done some investigation and really looking at the cost of complexity. And our assessment is that it can take between $800 and $1,000 just to manage the licenses and the infrastructure associated with each one of these point solutions. That's not really taking into account your time, your knowledge that you have to expand to be able to support these niche products. So if we take a step back and really look at it at a higher level, what does that mean? That means we have a decrease in user experience, an increase in business risk, and of course in IT complexity. So what do we all crave? It boils down to one easy word, and that's simple. We want a simple solution that our users can go to get access anything that they need. And we believe that that simple solution is a Citrix Workspace. So let me walk you through at a very high level what a Citrix Workspace is. So it's going to give you access to all your resources, mobile apps, Windows apps, SaaS apps. If you haven't seen our recent demonstrations on securing SaaS apps, I do recommend that you stop by the booth. We're going to aggregate your on-prem resources, your cloud resources, bring it all into one entity together. From a content perspective, we're going to bring in all your content, whether it's your OneDrive content, your network drive, if you're using a third-party content collaboration solution. It's all going to be available within your workspace. And of course, from a device perspective, we're going to ensure that you have a consistent user experience across any device. If I really take a step back and look at it and say, what's a key Citrix user differentiator in a digital workspace, the digital workspaces space? It's this bottom line, analytics. So at Citrix, we have some unique abilities. Because you're running a client, we understand the network, and we have insights to all the user behavior that's happening in that back end. We can really build a profile of your user. So we could say, hey, here's Joe. Every day, Joe accesses these standard set of applications, and he's coming from Minnesota. All of a sudden, Joe starts accessing a different application from South Florida. Now I can raise some flags, isolate off his behavior, and I realize that that sounds a little suspect, and now I need to escalate and raise some flags to be able to protect my overall environment from what might be suspected behavior. And that's really where you're seeing that digital perimeter tie in. Boop. And how are we able to do this? Of course, we're able to do this in partnership with Microsoft. I'm a firm believer that Citrix has been able to thrive in this industry for so long based on our partnership with Microsoft. So just to give you a few references, 30 years of a partnership. There's not a lot of organizations that can actually tout that. So we're extremely proud of that metric. Thousands of joint customers, and we have thousands of users every day leveraging those solutions. So why would you be interested in a Citrix Workspace? So at a super high level, increased productivity, because I'm able to get access to whatever users need, wherever they're working. I'm actually able to drive up to an 18% in productivity. If you actually think about that, that's almost 1 day a week, right, that you're able to add back to that user's productivity. From a cost savings perspective, because I'm able to leverage a bring your own device model, as an IT organization, I'm able to realize some of those cost benefits. And then the last one, the reference of 2 out of 3 security architects. I like to highlight this because people don't always know this. Citrix solutions are popular in highly regulated industries. You're going to see us in healthcare, in government, and financial because of the ability to realize the security that we're able to bring to your environment. So let's go ahead and talk one click down. So Microsoft, of course, made a big announcement today regarding their Windows Virtual service, their Windows Virtual Desktop service that they announced. So one of the key components of the workspace that I wanted to talk to is regarding that virtual desktop. So if we think through some of the use cases of why you might want a virtual desktop, the first one is bring your own devices, right? We've walked through some of the benefits and some of the cost savings associated there. The second one, how do I hit those productivity numbers? I hit them because I enable my workforce to work from anywhere. And then to really truly be a desktop as a service solution, you really want consumption-based pricing where you can pay as you grow, dial up and down your infrastructure as much as you need. So we'll walk through this specific piece as it relates to our overall Citrix Workspace solution. So if you asked me personally, when I started to look into the desktops as a service solution, I said, why would I want just an empty Windows 10 desktop hosted on Azure? Like that seems like I need my applications and my data. That's what I really need access to. But if you actually think about it, and I'll use the example of a contractor. Let's say I have a contractor who comes into my organization. From the minute that contractor steps within my office, he or she could be charging me hundreds of dollars an hour. So how can I make sure that the minute they hit my office, they're productive using whatever resources they've brought in? And that's exactly what we're showing here. So a contractor comes in, they have their personal device. From their personal device, they're actually able to connect into a virtual desktop. That virtual desktop, between that device and the virtual desktop, I call it a layer of security. Right? So now, from my actual desktop, I can go to my virtual desktop, and my virtual desktop becomes the gateway that I can access my corporate resources. So it's a really nice way where you're thinking, okay, a desktop as a service. I can see by having a vanilla Windows 10 desktop with just my Office applications can really open the door for my full enterprise. So the next part you might be looking at is, how is Citrix going to do this? So if you really look at a desktop as a service offering, there are 3 key components that you really need to have associated with it. Of course, you're going to need the Microsoft licensing that's associated with those, with the desktop itself. You're going to need the Citrix services to give you that high-performance remote access experience. And then you're going to need the associated Azure infrastructure to be able to support it. So, okay, now we have Citrix really converting and expanding our relationship into Microsoft. And that's because I'm very excited to announce that we are pursuing efforts to become a cloud solution provider. So that means you could actually come to Citrix and from Citrix get all the necessary resources to deliver a complete desktops as a service offering. So because we are a technology crew, though, let's go ahead and go one click down into what that looks like. So if I was doing a do-yourself DAS solution today, what would I need to do? So step 1, I've actually got to go and purchase the necessary Microsoft licenses. Whether it's a Microsoft 365 or a Win 10 license, I have to purchase that up front. The next part, I've actually got to purchase the associated Azure subscriptions. So now I have my necessary licenses and resources. So now I can go ahead and build my Windows 10 desktop image. From there, I'm then going to go ahead and install Office 365. And then now I need to take that base image and replicate it out. So I have an instance for every one of my users, and then I assign my users. Pretty easy, pretty much what we're used to, but obviously there's a lot of steps involved in the process. So if we take it one step farther, what you're going to see with the Citrix Desktops as a Service offering is that we are actually going to prepare that Windows 10 image. You can come to Citrix and purchase all the associated licenses that you need to deliver that solution. So all you have to do is come in and assign your users to that virtual desktop. You get the Citrix HDX high-definition user experience, plus you get the additional value of advanced management and monitoring. We can come in and from the Citrix Workspace app, I can download the app that gives me access to my virtual desktop on any device. And of course, the last piece is really how do I make sure it's secured? And that's with our secure gateway technology that ensures not just remote access, but secure remote access. So if I go into the value and you'd say, okay, there's one key takeaway I want to take from this Citrix DAS offering, that is simple. We are building this solution with simplicity in mind. We want it to be a turnkey environment that you can go through and click next, 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 all based on Windows Virtual Desktop. So if I walk you through, right, you have the baseline Windows 10 image. I get secure remote access. If you go one click down, Workspace app is on any device. I have multi-factor authentication. And if you're not familiar with our high-definition user experience, a lot of times I like to say, that's the really, truly the power of making a virtual desktop perform just like a physical desktop, where it can interact with peripherals, unified communication solutions, anything else that you would need that's associated with the device itself. The next part is the admin experience. we do want to make sure it is a simplistic admin experience. So it's all based in the cloud. It's a cloud service. We have easy to click through UIs. And then the next piece, yes, we are striving to make this an end-to-end DaaS solution. But some of you might be thinking, but I already have my Microsoft 365 license, or I already have an Azure subscription. So for those folks that are interested in bringing your own licenses and subscription, we would have that option available for you as well. So a lot of times, usually the people that have those resources are enterprise customers. You could see how this is really targeted at somebody who has a smaller IT shop, a small amount of people that are able to support that effort. So let's go one click into the enterprise resource conversation. So how could an enterprise leverage this DaaS solution? Well, my favorite example is M&A. If you've bought or you're acquiring a new company, you need to get them on board quickly. You can spin up those resources through that DaaS offering as you integrate that into your bigger and broader Citrix Workspace solution. However, you might be thinking, but now I'm very excited and interested about the Microsoft Windows Virtual Desktop option. What type of Citrix resources can I use in that environment? And that's where we're going to bring in enterprise management tools. I picked just a few just to talk you through, but the Citrix app layering. So if I'm actually looking to build my base Windows 10 image and I need to manage it at scale, now I can introduce the Citrix app layering technology. That lets me manage each one of my applications in a layer as well as my OS, and then dynamically associate those together to build out my Windows 10 instance. From a profile management, we can optimize profile data and profile delivery so you're getting faster login times. And workspace environment management is letting me look at the overall performance of the environment. How is it utilizing resources? What are my policies that are associated with that? And I can dynamically adjust that to improve the performance of the environment. But it all comes back into the bigger vision of the Citrix Workspace. We want the Citrix Workspace to be the place that you can go, that you can pull in all your resources. So we will be integrating Windows Virtual Desktop resources directly into the Citrix Workspace, side by side with your on-premises virtual apps and virtual desktops, your SaaS, as well as your mobile apps. And then if I just summarize some of the additional Citrix announcements that we have. So for the first time ever, we are going to be reselling Microsoft 365 licenses. So that's a huge transition for us in expanding our partnership, because not just are we software and technology partners, we're really going to have a commercial relationship with Microsoft. The next one is talking about Azure and hybrid cloud. So I heard in a session earlier today that Server 2019 is going to GA this week. So I promise those are not my words, they are Microsoft. So we are declaring day one support for Server 2019. The next one is mobile integration. So this is just building on our integration with Intune, so that you can actually use a micro VPN to be able to connect your Intune applications back to your corporate resources and manage Intune managed apps side by side with your MAM applications. The desktops as a service offering I walked through. I do want to take a moment and highlight that the product management team is here with me if you have additional questions on that desktops as a service offering. We have a demo that is running in the booth, and we do have a newsletter that if you wanted to subscribe through to give you more information as we work through pricing and timing, all those pieces we can help communicate with you. Regarding Workspace app, we're announcing that Workspace app, which of course is that client component that you would download to get access to your virtual apps and virtual desktops, that is going to be Intune Enlightened Workspace app. So if you aren't familiar with that, that means that you could actually take resources that you're working within the Citrix Workspace and integrate those with mobile apps such as Office 365 apps you can move back and forth. And then the last key announcement here, which is also a big one, is our announcement that we are a preferred partner for Azure Virtual WAN. That's with our SD-WAN technology. And in addition there, we are optimizing the performance of Office 365. So wherever you are located in a branch office, you can then, your user experience is optimized through the ability to to connect to the closest, fastest Office 365 instance. So these are a summary of a lot of the Citrix announcements, but I wanted to spend most of the time going through the desktops as a service. So hopefully you got a lot from our presentation. We are in booth 414 if you'd like to stop by and learn more. Thank you.